right, pickleball. As you heard, the nation's fastest growing sport. Now for the third year in a row, more than 36 million people consider themselves players.
And they are not wrong, right? But if you don't know a ding shot from a flapjack, no worries. This sport is accessible. Our Morning Mix team got a lesson and a little fun competition on the courts.
Good.
You.
Good. Way to get back out of the kitchen. Good job. Way to get out of the kitchen. Good.
Got him.
Good.
Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me?
Are you all right, bud?
Well, if you haven't heard by now, pickleball is a real thing, okay? It has taken over the world, and we're here at the Salvation Army Kroc Center to get ourselves, well, a kind of a lesson and a little game.
We found the perfect guy to do that. We've got Chris with us. This is what you do. You teach beginner pickleball. Tell us a little bit about the history and the, the blowing up of the sport.
Sure. So pickleball was just started by a guy in his backyard, 1965. He was looking for a way to entertain his kids. And so they had some badminton stuff out in the back and it wasn't quite right. They lowered the net and then they came up with this thing called pickleball, right? So the bottom line is that it's a game for everybody. And I think that we've seen the sport kind of proliferate across the country, but because it's accessible to people, right? And it doesn't require lots of money. It doesn't require tons of, you don't have to be a super athlete to do it. And so that's what I love about the game is that it's a way to get people active no matter what age you are. So you can play it as an older adult, you can play it as a young adult, you can play it as a kid. And so it's really fun to see. I'm sure the guy who invented pickleball didn't ever think that this was going to be what happened to it. It was just like a backyard game I invented for my kids, and all of a sudden it's a huge sport.
And I'm just curious how it got its name because my daughter's nickname is Pickle, so I'm wondering if he was a dad who had like a pickle nickname.
So there's two stories. Okay. I don't know which one is true. They're both kind of urban legends. One is that the family dog was named Pickles.
I heard that was a rumor, that actually isn't true.
Okay, and then the second one was that the wife, there was some sort of fishing boat where they took leftover crew and they called them Pickles. And so there was sort of like, because they made it out of leftover parts, the game.
And they just kind of made it up.
Yeah,
right. I love it.
Wonderful.
Whatever it's called, I love that, what you just said, the inclusivity of this sport for any age to be able to come out and learn. So when somebody comes out, who do you see and what do you show them?
So my class, which I teach every Friday, is really for people who've never ever played before, and they may have seen the game and been walking around town, but they're like, I can't do that, and they don't know. And so it's really first timers that are coming that have never played the game before. That's who's coming to my class, and I take them through a very short sort of lesson about the rules, but we just do a lot of hitting and learning to let the ball bounce before we hit it. We learn the 2-bounce rule. We learn how to serve, and then we begin to play and talk about how to score. Okay, so it's really simple and straightforward. But when you get done with my class, you are equipped and ready to go and step on a pickleball court anywhere in the world and go play a game. And that's really my goal, is just to make it accessible so that people can go and do it, as opposed to feeling like I got to get a lot better before I can go play. No, you can play now. You can play right now.
And it doesn't take long. I mean, you went through this class with us, and it's not hard. It's not complicated. It's pretty straightforward. And literally, I mean, we saw some people in here who had came back for a second class. They felt welcomed, right?
Right. And then they came back another time and they were playing a game just like we did. And in our little group, it was fun because first couple of times we didn't let the ball bounce. The second time there was one rule we were missing, but pretty soon we had it, and by the end it was a really competitive game that we were having, and everybody was having a lot of fun.
Just a little bit.
Who won?
Who won? Do you remember?
I think it was your team.
Yeah.
That's right.
Speaking of competitive, I know that's not your wheelhouse. You're here for the beginners. You're right. You're here for those who have never tried the sport before.
Yes.
But come on, this is going to be an Olympic sport. There's going to be ESPN's going to be on this. I mean, it's already.
Well, we're bringing people from around the world to Grand Rapids to come play in a tournament.
I mean, where do you see this going?
Yeah, I mean, like anything else in America, there's levels of competition, right? And so certainly there's high-level professional players, and there's tournaments, and there's a lot of fun. fun. Grand Rapids Pickleball Association is big here. They have a lot of really good people that'll teach you how to play too. But I really, from my perspective, I just love it as an opportunity to get active with people of all ages, and it's a fun way to do that, because you were saying earlier you weren't an exercise hasn't been your favorite.
I think I said I actively avoided exercise for years.
For a long time, but a lot of times people avoid exercise because it's not fun for them. Right. And so pickleball is a really fun way to get active, get your heart rate up, and it's just good stuff all the way around.
Oh my gosh, it is. My heart was pumping. I'm sweaty now. But Chris, thank you so much for your time, and thanks for showing us the ropes.
Welcome.
We appreciate it.
Awesome.
Get out there and play pickleball, right?
Thanks.
That's it.
Take care. That's what my hand in.
And I don't know if you remember the beginning of that segment when our photog, Eric Florence, sacrificed his body.
He did.
And then
He was
our
going
executive
all in.
producer, Andrea, said, I don't care, I'll take him single-handedly, and won the point.
Yeah.
That'll be all over social media.
We were a little competitive.
Just a little.
Yeah.
If you want to check it out at the Kroc Center, it's located at 2500 South Division Avenue, just north of 28th Street in Grand Rapids. Drop-in pickleball and the intro class are both free for Kroc members, or included in the price of a day pass for a non-member. You can find schedules and more at their website, grkroccenter.org.